Alright, on to my pedal board. Basic PT2 pedal train. And first in line is a Dunlop Crybaby wah. I really don't use wah much, but you gotta have one if you want to do some of that Jimmy Voodoo magic from time to time. So you gotta have one for that, or a few other chimes when I just want to have fun with it. And we're going into a Boss CS3 compressor sustainer. Gives you that little thicker sound when single coils, electro added sustain. Great if you want to do a little country, with the Telecaster. It definitely gives you that sound with a little bit of slapback delay, and you're playing some Nashville stuff. It's awesome. Next in line, we have a Hoof Fuzz Earthquaker Devices. This is a great Green Russian big muff sound. I also have a Green Russian muff, which I keep in the box. I don't play much. I'm constantly rotating my fuzzes. I like different sounds from time to time. Go to a Caitlin Bred Merkin, to a Solid Gold Effects Formula 76 type fuzz, to a Classic 108 fuzz from MXR, depending on what mood I'm in. Next in line is a Jekyll and Hyde pedal. These are great 2-in-1 overdrive distortion. You can stack them together, play them separately. The distortion side gives me like a nice thin classic 80s type rock type sound that sometimes I'm looking for. Very tweakable with the treble and mid. Overdrive is a TS clone. It's basically the Root 808 version that they have, that they kind of put in there. Use it for solo boosts or just a punchier overdrive. And on next is my favorite drive pedal of all. The cheapest one I have of the bunch, but it's my favorite. It is a Digitech Screaming Blues. It does a great clean boost that none of the other drive pedals really can do. They all have some kind of color. This one I feel gives me the cleanest boost on you want to just get a little bit of extra sound, or you want to go for a little more grit, all the way up to a nice thick and chunky drive, almost distortion type sound. Uses as my bass overdrive, and then kind of can add with the TS to get a little punch. And on we move up to the Proco Rat. This is a Rat 2, I believe. I just picked it up recently. Always heard great things about the Rat pedals, and decided that, gotta have one because I've never had one before, and picked one up, and I really enjoy it. Kind of gives anything from a light drive sound to a nice thick and heavy distortion, almost like a fuzz-like sound. And from there we go into my favorite Marshall in a box, which is the Crunch Box. Hopefully we'll be getting the Super Crunch Box soon, and I'll put this for sale. And that's my classic, raging, JMC type of sound. I really like to get that heavy Marshall sound, out of any amplifier pretty much, and you can adjust an internal trunk pot to match the kind of amp you're playing. From there I go into a Zoom G3. This I use for all my modulation, delay, little reverb, some chorus from time to time for certain songs that we like to play. A little flange from time to time, touch of phase, depending on what I need it for. It kind of does it all. Built-in tuner, and it's got a lot of presets for different songs, so I can just kind of change things on the fly. And it's a really great pedal. I think they did a great job with these, and it does a great sound. And that's my pedal board for you. On to the amp, we have my PV Classic 30. It is a very good amp. It's a good workhorse type amp, 30 watts. And basically, here's a little secret formula that helps this amp really shine, is the Dan Electro Efficient chips. And I have it set just as such to cut the mids a little, because I feel that the PV, the Classics kind of have a little bit of a heavy mid sound, and I kind of just cut a little bit, maybe boost the bass a tiny bit. And here we are with PV Classic 30. Got the EQ kind of set pretty much towards noon. I play on the clean channel because there's my missing knob right there. I got to get a new chicken head knob for it. But this is a great sounding amp, and basically play the clean channel because I get all my dirt sounds from my pedals. As you can see, I have plenty of dirt to play with. I don't need the amp overdrive, and I really prefer the sound of the pedals myself. There's a Dunlop slide I have there, steel slide for when I do a little slide solo from time to time. The picks I'm using are Dunlop Tortex. I have the 88 millimeters. The ones that play the most are the yellow .73, and for some light picking I have the .46 Dunlops as well. Strings that I'm using are strings am I using today? Oh, Ernie balls, slinkies, or super slinkies, depending. Sometimes I feel like I want a 10 gauge or the 9 gauge, depending on how much bending I want to do. And that's pretty much it for my rig. It does what I need it to do. It's effective.